the conclusion of the 2012 African Ports Evolution Forum takes place in Cape Town today, and the aim of the forum has been to develop collaborative approaches for expanding ports and regional trade across the continent. Container terminal management company Sagesta recently invested $155 million to modernize and upgrade the port of Luanda in Angola. The company's Chief Commercial Officer, Brian Bitsch, joins us from our Cape Town studio for more. Good morning, Brian. Perhaps you could just, seeing this conference is ending today, is this a real conference in the sense that there are real outcomes, real investment, things will change, or is it a talk shop?
No, it seems that a lot of things are happening, particularly in this area of South Africa. And looking at all the challenges and opportunities that we hear from we hear from for some of the traders in terms of how to bring the cargo into hinterland countries, how the need for continuous operational efficiencies and developments are really needed in the whole region. That is something that has been the main topic of this conference, and it seems to very much going in the same direction. So things are definitely happening. It's just it's not just talk.
Brian, let's look at what exactly is happening in Angola, because I mean the majority of Africa's ports are already 90% capacity, at 90% capacity and growing. What kind of growth are we seeing at Angola's ports? Yeah.
Angola has been through a very healthy process over the last 10 years. If we are looking at we're looking at growth prospects of everything between 5 to 20% over those years. There was a small dip similar to the crisis, the financial crisis that we had in the rest of the world. But since then, things have really picked up again, and we're looking right now at market growth containerized in Angola of something like 15% a year. And with obviously Angola being highly dependent on the economy, being highly dependent on the oil and gas industry, which is massive, and with the continuous need for oil, etc., around the world, we see this trend to continue for still some years to go. So it's very positive and very healthy for the country.
Brian, having a big port is no use if you don't have the infrastructure to serve it. So it can become clogged because there isn't enough outlet from rail and road to the internal part of the country. So no use just building the port. And how much influence do port builders, if you like, and the companies involved with that, no point in doing it if you haven't got other infrastructure going as well?
That's very true, and that's also why we as Sagesta invested heavily in infrastructure, basically building our own infrastructure in the sense that to facilitate the massive deadlock situation we had some years back before we actually took over the terminal. So to facilitate actually the movement of containers from the port into inland depots. We built our own inland depot fairly close to our terminal, and that has become basically a major success and has been the mean to basically facilitate the trade in Luanda, in the whole area. And let's not forget that Luanda is actually account for something like 80% of the entire volumes going into Angola, and we have a considerable and good share of that business. So the fact that we have invested in the infrastructure to this extent has actually has really helped out the situation in Luanda. And if I can add to that, besides obviously investing in infrastructure, what we've also done is that we have invested in a brand new fleet in our terminals. So we have today 6 mobile cranes, various reach stackers, tractors, etc. And in the yard also. So this means that that if we look at what we are capable of doing today compared to what we were capable of doing just 5 years ago. Just to give you a good example, we had last week, there was some media coverage, I don't know if you've seen it, but last week by far the largest container vessel ever been in Angola was actually berthing in Sagesta. It's a 250-meter vessel with a capacity of 4,500 TEU, which is 20-foot containers. And this proves by itself that, I mean, this was not possible 5 years ago, absolutely.